Hi there, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states with the burning question in everyone's mind, and the reason that you clicked this to watch it: what are the disadvantages of annuities? And you're saying to yourself, wait a minute, you're Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, you sell annuities. Yeah, you're right. And you're talking about the disadvantages of annuities? The sales gods, the annuity sales gods are looking at you going, Stan, don't do it again, don't do it, don't tell the truth. You know I'm going to tell the truth. Yes, there are disadvantages with annuities. We're going to go over some of those main disadvantages so you don't make a mistake. Because don't listen to the sales pitch. All sales pitches are great. It's going to do this, it's going to do this, you're going to get a bonus, and it's the greatest thing ever. No. If an annuity sounds too good to be true, it is every single time, and every single annuity type. And oh, by the way, there's annuity types. And you already own the best annuity on the planet. It's called Social Security. All right, it's the best inflation annuity for lifetime income. But when people say, well, I hate all annuities, which type do you hate? I mean, there's a bunch of types of annuities. Are all annuities perfect? None are perfect. Every single annuity type has limitations and benefits, has good and bad. And I tell people this because you need to know you're going to get a contract. You're going to own a contract between you and a life insurance company that issues that annuity. So don't you need to know the good and the bad, the benefits and the limitations and the disadvantages? Nod your head. We're getting ready to go over those in 2 seconds. 1001, 1002, hit the music. Okay, the first disadvantage of buying an annuity is the sales pitch. You're buying the dream instead of the contractual reality that you're getting ready to own. Like I said previously, if it sounds too good to be true, it is every single time without exception. There's no exception to that. If it sounds too good to be true in the sales pitch, if you went to the bad chicken dinner seminar and it sounded too good, steak, whatever, and it sounded too good to be true, it is. Every single time. Annuities are contracts. So if someone says that, you get all of this and a bag of chips, no. If you get, one of the pitches with index annuities is market upside with no downside. No. Index annuities were put on the planet to compete with CD or MYGA type returns. It's not a market type product. It's not a security. It's a life insurance product. If someone tells you that the lifetime income stream on an annuity is just going to increase and it's going to be great, you need to understand that if you attach an increase to the payment, that the annuity company is going to just simply lower that initial payment to make up for that increase. So just understand that if it sounds too good to be true, it is every single time. And don't buy the dream because you're going to own the contractual reality. Another disadvantage of annuities in general is when people talk about market growth. I have an acronym that I've come up with called PILL. P stands for principal protection, I stands for income for life, L stands for legacy, and the other L stands for long-term care. PILL, principal protection, income for life, legacy, long-term care, confinement care, whatever you want to call it. If you do not need to solve for one or more of those items in the pill, you do not need an annuity. Notice that there's no G for growth, M for market or market growth, S for stocks. It's just not in there. You should never buy an annuity for market growth. And I know that there's the index annuity people out there yelling at the screen, and they're completely wrong. They need to just shut up. That's a CD product. But the variable annuity people are yelling at me saying, but yeah, there's mutual funds and separate accounts inside the variable. I understand that, but there's limitations to the choices. In my opinion, there should be no limitations to the choices when you're looking for market growth. So if you're looking for market growth, never, ever, 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 ever buy an annuity of any type. The other thing is it's FOMO, fear of missing out. That's the acronym, fear of missing out. When you buy an annuity, it's a contract. You're transferring the risk to solve for that principal protection, income for life, legacy, and long-term care. So when you buy it, you need to allocate the money properly so that you don't, after you buy it, there's not buyer's remorse of, well, I didn't get the last Tesla or Apple or GameStop or whatever, or Bitcoin or whatever you're into, and you're not going to get all this money. You're not going to get those returns. But what you are going to get with annuities, and most annuity types, is lifetime income insurance. Retirement income insurance is what I call it. Do you have that? You got car insurance, you got homeowners insurance. Do you have lifetime income insurance? Or you might want principal protection or an annuity for long-term care. Fear of missing out's a big one. So when you buy an annuity, regardless of type, it's a contract. You're transferring the risk to solve for a specific item, and you're not going to get market growth, and you're not going to go to that cocktail party and say, well, yeah, mine is where I'm up 30%. Never going to happen. Okay, never going to happen, but that's a good thing because you don't need to be all in with your portfolio, as you know. You need to have a portion that's principal protection. You probably need to have a portion for income for life, and then the rest, go play the markets. Another disadvantage of annuities is the limited liquidity that some provide. Like, for instance, single premium immediate annuities, deferred income annuities, and qualified longevity annuity contracts. Those are what's called annuitization products. In the South, I'll give you an example. In the South, we had spigots in the back of the house. Just think about ripping the knob off a spigot, a water spigot. Water's coming. You can't stop it. Same thing with annuitized products. Qualified longevity annuity contracts, immediate annuities, and deferred income annuities, those are lifetime income products. That income's coming, period, once you turn it on. Okay, so there's no liquidity. Now with other products like multi-year guarantee annuities, fixed index annuities, variable annuities, which I don't sell, etc., those have limited liquidity. Most of those allow you to take a specific percentage out annually without penalty, but it's limited. Like, for instance, on multi-year guarantee annuities, some don't allow you to take any money out. Some allow you to take just the interest. Some allow you to take 5% or 10% out. With most index annuities, you can take out 10% annual from the policy, from that accumulation value without penalty. But that's not a benefit. Someone called me the other day and said, well, you said I could take 10% out. I'm like, yeah, you're taking money out. It's your money. And if you have any guarantees inside of it, it's affecting that guarantee. That's just a liquidity provision, but a disadvantage of annuities is either no liquidity or limited liquidity. Another disadvantage of annuities is the loss of the control of the asset. So in other words, you put $100,000 in a specific type of annuity, and there's really three that you lose control of the asset. Single premium immediate annuities, deferred income annuities, qualified longevity annuity contracts. Those are annuitization products. Those are lifetime income products. But once you put the money in, it's an irrevocable contract. You're going to get the money back in payment form, and if you structure it, you can structure so that when you die early, whatever's left in the account goes to the beneficiaries, and the annuity company doesn't keep a penny. But with all three of those product types, okay, you lose control over the asset, and you have to understand that, and that's the reason me and you need to talk one-on-one, and you need to schedule a call so that we make sure that you allocate properly and it's in proportion so that you have liquidity available in other instruments, and you do not need to access money from the SPIA-D or QLAC because you can't. Another disadvantage of annuities is what I call the 59.5 rule. Understand that annuities are put on the planet for retirement, and the government understands that and looks upon it from that standpoint. So if you take money out of an annuity pre-59.5, there's an IRS penalty of 10%. Now, we can go down the rabbit hole and get into the details, but I'm going to tell you this as a broad statement. If you're less than 50 years old, you really shouldn't be looking at annuities. In my opinion, stand the annuity man. You should keep your money in the markets. I mean, that's the bottom line. So the 59.5 rule is a big one. You need to understand it, and I'll fully explain it to you if you set up a call. All right, the final disadvantage, in my opinion, with annuities is what I call timing, and people always trying to time the purchase. Now, this goes back to, when I was a stockbroker, yeah, that's what they used to be called, at Dean Witter, and then Payne Weber, and then Morgan Stanley, and then UBS. In the markets, you can time things. There were timing of mutual funds, and I'm sure there's timing of stocks and bonds now. I don't do that anymore, but the point is, in the annuity world, there is no timing. Everyone always asks me, hey, Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, what's the best time to buy an annuity? The answer is when you need the contractual guarantee. There's no way to time it. You cannot beat the annuity companies. I know what you're saying, Stan, I'm pretty smart. I can beat the annuity. No, you can't. Especially with lifetime income. With lifetime income, it's primarily based on your life expectancy at the time you take the payments. So if you're trying to play and time interest rates, then you got to factor in all of those payments you miss while you're trying to time it. You just can't time it. It is, and I know for you market mavens out there that trade futures or write call options and all kinds of fancy stuff that you're doing out there, you say, well, I can time things in the market. You're right. You can time things in the market, but you cannot time things or time anything with annuities of any type. Because remember, these are contracts. You can't time contracts. And there's never an urgency to buy an annuity. The urgency is for you to understand what's in the annuity. Now, there are some great advantages to annuities. We all know that. I've talked about it until people are blue in the face, as blue as this crushed velvet sweatsuit. But there are disadvantages as well. And you need to be aware of the disadvantages so you understand what you're buying. Annuities are not too good to be true, but they're pretty darn good, and there's many types, depending on what you're trying to solve for. Just ask yourself these two questions. What do you want the money to contractually do, and when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? From those two answers, I can tell you two things. Either A, you don't need an annuity at all, or B, here's the annuity type or types that we have to quote to find that highest contractual guarantee for your specific situation. And with that, that's the disadvantage of annuities. Hey, subscribe, like, share, all of that stuff. Throw in a comment or two and I'll answer it, and I'll see you on the next Stan, the Annuity Man YouTube video.